All right, so we back. Episode, whatever this is, 35, I guess. Second one of the video podcast. Or this is the video version of it. And yeah, because I've been thinking about collaboration a lot lately. Um, Yesterday I did like this 10-minute audio recording just talking about collaboration, wanting to collaborate with people, wanting to share energy, and it was kind of a piggyback off of um, use me for your passions, not for your ego. Today, still thinking about it, and this is I don't know. I like it in both aspects. I like the obsession. I like the fact that just sorry. Yeah, right, there we go. I like the fact that I'm always just going through it, trying to find out more and figure out more and connect it to make it feel good and make it feel real for me. Um, because the more I kind of push forward and the more I have these aha moments where it makes sense and where I embrace it, makes it a lot easier. And it keeps reconditioning me to know that this is the experience that I want for myself. I think that's the challenge. Choosing the experience, making the experience that you want for yourself. Um, so just going through all the different aspects of layers and just thinking about, I've been thinking about relativity a lot lately, and relativity. Um, it's just understanding life in relation to you, in relation to how you interact with it, how you possibly can interact with it, um, what your imagination can kind of do with it. I mean, that's what relativity is to me, in like a more easy explanation. So I was thinking of the different dimensions, and like the first dimension is being like a dot, second dimension being a line, and us being the third dimension. And knowing that I don't accept just this surface. I think it would be, if it falls under the arrogance of thinking that humans are the only species or conscious beings in the universe. There's arrogance to it, and I think believing that this surface is just it, like 3D, that's it, dust, matter, that's it. I think there's arrogance in that too. Um, who knows how deep this goes, right? Who knows how many layers there are? People do hallucinate, hallucinogens, hallucination, hallucinogens. Um, Again, DMT, which I started reading a book about, but I stopped. Just haven't been reading much. Just been out of that book zone that I get into sometimes. Um, but yeah, just me. I'm in some DMT subreddits and just people talking about meeting entities and the experience that hallucinogens give you. I've never tried any, so I don't know yet. Um, but yeah, wanting to believe that there's more, right? And what's the belief? Understanding the potential that you have into pushing the. I think I found the fault. So no, no, no. Just thinking about layers, like the line exists, but the line doesn't know it exists or it's matter. But then there's, um, we have consciousness, so forget that. Thinking about reaching this third dimension and having consciousness in this third dimension. I look at like I use the word responsibility. I've been using the word responsibility. I see it as a responsibility. It's like uh, being capable and whatever your relative capabilities are, based on what you're born into, based into where you live, based on handicaps, based on mental illness, physical ailments, whatever. It's still participating. I know on one aspect it's society's role as a whole to provide those spaces for you to participate, for everyone to participate. There has to be some form of socialism. But through everyone participating, consciously participating, you're helping things push forward. Your energy, potential you create for others, you're pushing the experience forward. And talking about that a lot. And it's like, why? For one, to be, to have contributed to seeing where this goes. That's dope, right? Yeah. And we all contribute in some type of capacity, but directly, right? To create, to inspire, to transfer that energy on a continual basis. That's dope, right? You find relevancy within your relative life, right? Your relative experience. It's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of pressure to think about that. On one aspect, other aspect of is there's arrogance in it. I mean, I'm just another person who thinks I know what's best. I know I don't, and I think that's why I still I've transitioned what it used to be. I transitioned the ego of just needing to say I'm right or explaining why I'm right, being pedantic and being over aggressive in knowledge and experience and logic, and transitioned into something that's more uplifting for for me, um, and for people too. I know. I hope. We all need a social ego stroke. We all need society or a group of people to thank us, tell us they appreciate us, big us up, give us our props, all that. We all need that. It's good for ourselves, but we also have to earn it in a way that's pure from who we are, right? It's easy to con, it's easy to lie, cheat, and steal. I'm thinking about Bernie Madoff passing away in prison. Like, it's easy to do all that. But think about the decay that the energy, think about cancer, right? One bad grape spoils the bunch, right? You spread, and when you're spreading and you're spreading and your unwillingness to do your part destroys other people's experiences, right? Our egos destroy other people's experiences. We all we all harm in that capacity, right? Directly, indirectly, through thought, without thought. It happens. We all like that. It happens. That's what the trauma is at the end of the day. You, I want to say you don't self-impose trauma. Um, in some cases you do. But I guess I'm thinking maybe more so you don't. I mean, it's a shared responsibility, right? Society not fulfilling their role, not allowing you to fulfill your role, and the harder work is doing in the individual aspect, right? Doing the work you need to do for yourself. That's what a rough part is, because you can get into the groups and you can be part of something, but without your unique and individual take within that part, I don't know. I feel like I was gonna say, you limit it, but everyone doesn't need to be a leader. Everyone doesn't need to be a creative. Um, um, maybe I don't retract it. Yeah, I don't know. But for the people, maybe you just accepted what it is. At some point, it is what it is. But that there's still that. Man, maybe I'm projecting, right? Hoping that there's still people like still trying to get through, still trying to get through. Like I talked about, wanting to play the harmonica, and my niece, whole like bringing it up in conversation, and I decided to make an agreement with her and say, um, a year from now, I'm gonna go on live and I'm gonna play harmonica, I'm gonna play a song, and I'm gonna own that. I'm cool with that. And I talked about by doing that. Well, for one, I can envision myself playing blues, like thinking about music and thinking about creating another form of art. I would see myself doing blues. Um, so yeah, that would be dope in one aspect, right? New, bringing my life trauma, my life experiences into music for other people, for other kids, for other generations who need it. Right? It keeps blues alive. That's how music stays pure. That's how art becomes a classic. That's how you keep it. I don't say pure, but yeah. I don't want to say pure. That's how you keep it alive. That's how you keep it alive. But yeah, I lost the thought. I lost the thought. I lost the thought. I did. I did. Um, and it's you push it forward. We all like I said, we all aren't there yet. That's the we all aren't there yet. So for the people who still aren't there yet, we it's been a lot. It's been a lot when you think about it. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. But finding your space, finding your I got into a little debate on Reddit with someone because I used the word gift. I said life is a gift. It's a gift. and I think it was like a nihilism, yeah, nihilism subreddit, and he was like, "How can it be a gift? You know, all these terrible things. You know, you're stuck with a dead end job, bills, and blah blah blah." I forgot what I asked him. It was something funny. It was something that kind of I flipped. I saw that he was miserable. I'm like, yo, bro, how long have you been depressed or something like that? Maybe I'll look it up later. Um, but yeah, he laughed. He laughed, but he was like, yeah, it's not a gift. And I'm like, yo, like, yeah, surprised you're here. If you have, I think I use sound, body, and mind. If you have that, you you got to experience this consciously. Like that's dope. Like when you accept, like acceptance has kind of always been the thing for me. Learning to just kind of flow and accept. And what kind of started this initial episode, and usually, not usually, sometimes I'll see someone and I see them come in and I'm thinking like, should I say hi? Should I just ignore them and not pay attention? Or yeah, just front and just be like, I'm good. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I look, I nod, they nod or they don't nod. I'm so good. I don't care. Um, but sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna ignore. I'm just gonna mouth lyrics to music and just stay in my zone and I think about it. I think about them because they might try to play me, right? They might see the gesture and I'm good. I get it. It is what it is, but it's still something, right? There's still like this weird part of like the human experience, like you try to vibrate, you try to connect energy. So I walked by this dude. I saw the dude come in, and like I turned my head just to nod, and he just paused for like a split second in fear, fear. He's like, fear, like, kept walking, and it was like the conditioning, right? Is the next time I see someone who looks like him, to be like, don't do it. Don't say hi. You gonna scare you gonna get this old man a heart attack. Like, just don't do it. But then it's like everyone's an individual, right? Everyone is an individual, right? You aren't who you are until you aren't who you are until I know who you are, right? So I'm say a little, like say 50. Come at you at 50, a little bit. Simple nod. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you. It doesn't matter in the long term, right? There's always the feeling, right? There's always this like, damn, okay, like fuck you too, right? That's my next level. Before I think, like prior to learning to accept things, it weighs on you. It does. It weighs on you. Like you feel invalidated. Like damn, it's invalidating. But eventually you accept it. Like, okay, that's just them. I can accept that some people won't like my existence because I'm this black, bald, whatever, Haitian, whatever you want to define me as. There's something, right? There's something someone isn't gonna like, and there's a group against that. But I can accept that, and I can accept that there will be plenty of people that I dislike also. I understand that as a rational person. I understand that's part of society. I'm cool with that. I accept it. So I was thinking, just thinking about like experiences like that, and accepting that no, that's just that one individual. Everyone isn't necessarily like that. It allows you to enjoy the experience better. Because now I'm not limited. Now I'm not being prejudiced. Now I'm not being a bigot. Now I'm just like, all right, individuals do this. That's right. Yeah, groups of people do certain things. Stereotypes exist, and yeah, a lot of capacities. But still understanding that individuals do what individuals do allows me to meet more people. If I think everyone is shitty, if I think everyone's terrible, if I think everyone's trying to get me, I'll be isolated, right? That's not it's not part that's not fun. That's not part of the experience. That's not what the experience is supposed to be. Experience is supposed to be a collaboration, whatever capacity, whatever relative capacity. You vibrate with each other. You share energy, you connect, you push the experience forward for other people, for yourself, and for the human experience, right? Who knows where it goes? Who knows where it goes? Who cares? Right? Sometimes. Who cares, right? Who cares where it goes? I'm here ahead. Plan ahead. Plan ahead. We get information and you plan ahead. This is information. This is just information phase. On the recording, I talked about on a basic level, like using ants. They're just passing on information, right? Everything is just information, passing on information. The dot, the line, information, right? That's like information is passing, incorporated into my life. This is all of this. There we go. All right, almost lost it there. Forgot to plug it in. But yeah, all of this is someone's inspiration. All of this is someone's creativity. All of this is, you know, someone's work. Everything is someone's work. When you purchase it, you're supporting their work. You're supporting their dream. You're supporting their passions. You don't, everyone doesn't have to have one. Doesn't have everything ain't for everyone. But don't stand in the way of people who are chasing it. Don't limit the experience for people who do want to connect and vibrate. That's what hate is. That's what going back to being prejudiced, being a bigot, closed mindedness. That's what all that is, right? Like we know, as a collective, as a global collective, we know something just ain't right. We all know something just ain't right about this experience. So I can't put my finger on, or I can't put my finger on what it is exactly. But something in this experience is off. We all know that. But we don't collaborate. We don't work. We don't work to change. We don't truly work as a collective to change the relative experience. We don't work relatively to each other, right? We work for other people, right? It just happens. You're supporting a dream, but you're not connected to it. And like I say it a lot. We all know what we want. We all know. We all know. You know. You know. You know. Who else but you knows? How would I know if you don't know? If you don't know, you can't tell me for me to know. How would I know? Sometimes I know, right? I think there are people who understand energy, and you know, you meet people, and you get a feel for them. You see what 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 will work best for them. Um, One of my good friends from high school, well, not life, from growing up, right? But met in high school, but just always known her throughout the years. She's a cop now, and just spoke to her for like 5 minutes after speaking to her brother, and just talking about transitional roles, what she might want to do, and I was like, you'd be a good detective. And she was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Um, and I was like, yeah, like we have a lot of similarities, energy wise. We're both Virgos, if that matters to you, or if you believe in that type of energy. I do to an extent, but yeah, she has a very objective and reasonable mind, and I feel like we've always had conversations that showed me that. And I was, I watch. You don't know, but I watch cop shows now. Only well, just the Rookie with Nathan Fillion, just because it's he's a like a cult favorite actor, right? I don't know. I don't know what I meant by that. Um, but yeah, just seeing what the requirements are, seeing what type of person would make a great detective, but also kind of knowing that from TV shows I've watched in the past. But yeah, like you'd be a good detective, and that's me, just understanding energy, understanding people, and just being observant. And I think you you're able to see that passion and desire in other people once you find it on your own for yourself, right? If you know how to find um, what drives you, what helps you push this experience forward for yourself, it's easy to see the habits, right? Or hear the comments, or see the actions that people take that lets you know what they might want to do, what they would be best, what their passions are. But you gotta, I don't know. Like I said, the naivety is that everyone needs to do it, but understanding that everyone can't do it. I understand that, but also understanding that it's the responsibility of the people who can do it to do it for the people who can't. And to me, that's the balance. That's the balance. Right? Pass on information for the people who don't know. That's all it is. It's pass on information on the most basic level, man. It's information. And the purpose of the information is to hold you accountable for your part in the experience, right? A symbolism. Four is a four. Four is always four. It might change like 5 years from now. The way we going, it might change 5 years from now. Four might be 5 years from now, right? Or four might be four. You know, what I'm saying. It might be different. Well, you know what four means. Four is always four. Four has the responsibility in this experience, and four must own that responsibility. Although we've assigned that responsibility to the number four, we assigned it, right? We gave it purpose. We gave it value. That's his role. So something gave us purpose and value. But I like I like that but I like the number four, right? We have consciousness, we have awareness. And I think our responsibility is to um, I don't know, I think the next level of the human experience, and part of this is just from reading a lot of Isaac Asimov and just loving sci-fi movies and sci-fi books as a whole. I think the last experience is just the collective conscious, right? If we're just passing, and it makes sense, like even on I think on a biblical level, we think about like what God is, think about omniscience, you think about being omnipotent, being all powerful, all knowing. If I'm all powerful, I'm all knowing. That means that I just have information about everything. That's all it is. I just have all the information. Physically, mentally, I have all the information, right? Like I can lift 20, I can curl 20 pounds easily because my muscle has that information, knowing what this feels like and knowing that this is minimal resistance. So it is just information. And I think so, through all that, understanding that, I think the last experience is collective consciousness, collective a oneness of minds, whatever capacity that looks like. But that oneness of minds transitions into something else. This is all just transition, right? It's all a transition. That's all it is. Just going forward. Scientists believe that it's gonna be, the universe will expand, hit a peak, and hit its peak or end or whatever, and whatever they define it as, and then shrink. And like, who knows how often that happens? Right? Like, do I relive this infinitely? Um, and answer is no, right? To get to the collective end, um, like mostly cartoons, and they do like those flashback episodes. Excuse me. They do those retro futuristic episodes. Like I'm thinking of BoJack Horseman when I think like Princess Caroline's great 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 granddaughter is in the future talking about Princess Caroline. That's lineage, that's legacy. You're just passing on information. That someone existed, that this person existed, they accomplished these things in their lives. We all we all should have a biography. We all should have a biography. That's what the lineage lineage is. That's what the family tree is. Just knowing what came before you. It matters to an extent. It's energy. It can provide energy. Um, what I don't know. I lost the thought. I thought my family tree. Yeah, our impact should matter. The fact that you have the internet, you can. Everyone matters. Everyone has significance. I think. I think we all should have the ability to connect with our history, and we should leave a part of ourselves here. That's what a tombstone is, right? It's symbolism. It's all symbolism at the end of the day. Once you're once you're dead, you just become a symbol. That's part of the energy. That's part of the energy transition rather. Part of the experience. And you ride it out until either one or two things happen, right? I mean, there's only two things. One or two things are gonna happen. Either we get to the end collective mind, or we don't. And we're like, Battlestar Galactica. It's out there alone in the world, the universe rather, right? Thinking, trying to, you know, trying to find humanity a home. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like? Can you imagine that? And sometimes, it feels like it doesn't matter. And I think that's part of it too. There's the oppression, there's the conditioning, um, and that leads to it feeling like it doesn't matter. It's not necessary. Why me, right? I'm good. Other people can do it. And on one aspect, like I understand that there's the well, it's not realistic. I think I said that earlier. It's not realistic. Everyone isn't gonna follow their dream. Everyone isn't gonna be. Uh, like, and the thing is not like I'm not even thinking about being a genius. Just whatever. Doesn't like there's enough of everything for everyone to fulfill a passion in life or fulfill passions. Yeah, there's enough. There's enough of everything. We just didn't do a good job at dividing it. Most of it isn't our fault, but for the majority, it is our fault because we. For me. So again, it's a bottom up. It's a bottom up solution. So it's not your fault. Like I said, it's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your parents did it to you. First a dog, cat, whoever, everyone and everything did it to you. It's like it is what it is. That's cool. It's fine. But what are you gonna do for yourself? What are you gonna do for yourself? Despite it all. That's what matters. Despite, right? We all have oppression on us. We all have layers of oppression. I did this in the first video. I realized I didn't really go through my list. I think this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm everything. Oh yeah, I'm I'm a cis male. Um, I'm a male, black, black male. Uh, I guess Haitian. I don't know. Whatever else there is. We all got oppression. We all got oppression. It's all good. What do you do despite it? Because if you don't work toward the despite, you allow the symbolism to live on. Information, right? If you don't put the effort to create new information, the perception of information isn't going to change. That's fake news, right? That's where we at now with that. That's stereotypes, right? That's racism, right? It's, gender hate. Misinformation, misplaced information. You know, telephone, right? Telephone. Who fucked up? Who the fuck saying the wrong thing? Who the the fuck saying the wrong shit out here, right? That's what it is. Misinformation. Think about ancient. You think about like ancient civilizations, religions. They had a connection. They had information. They had information because they were connected. They were grounded. They were rooted in this experience. They had information and they had the ability to connect to that information. Excuse me. Now, most of us don't. Too distracted. Can't can't be in the present. Can't be in the present. Can't be with self. Can't understand self. With consciousness, the most simple. I want to word this. I want to word this correctly. With having consciousness. Let me see. I got it. With consciousness, the most important thing to know, to be conscious of, is your role. I think. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the most important thing to be conscious of. Your role. What are you here for, right? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? What what am I here to do? Why am I here? Why are we here? Who's gonna answer that? Again, how would I have an answer for you if you never told me what it is, what the options are? Right? You've never vocalized. You've never shown your passions. You've never shown the things you love or care about. Right? You're stuck in the wheel, just doing the surface. Right? You can't see that. You can't, and you can't. Excuse me. You've been conditioned. You've been you've been conditioned to not be able to see the potential, to see your potential. I think that's what it boils down to. You've been conditioned to not see your potential. That's all it. That's all it is, right? People just need to know they have potential. People need to believe they have potential. Not even know. People need to believe that they have potential. I remember in the ninth grade, freshman year in high school, parent teachers night. My mother. I always have. Um, I feel like I'll always have tension when thinking about my mother because I always want to be fair to what the experience has been for me, what the experience has been for her. But all that is nothing in comparison to how dope my mom is. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, she's always active. Go to PTA meetings, parent teacher conference. She always want to know how I was doing. Always want to be aware. And as as a kid, you don't want to. You're like, yo, I just left here 3 hours ago. Just want to go home. But also, you don't want to get, you don't, you don't want your teacher to snitch on you. Granted, you get the report, they get the report cards, and you used to write the comments in. But it's different to have them vocalize it to your your mom, or your parents, your dad, whoever, or your guardian. It's different. So we went to my English class, Miss Strauss, um, and she took out an essay or a story. Like I think I wrote a story, and she just like bigged me up for my mom. She just like, the way he writes is so amazing. It's like so much detail. My mother's just, happy and proud. And in my mind, like as a child, I'm like, like beep beep potential. Like, that's potential calling me. Potential is calling. You can write. You can tell stories. Right. This is something you can cultivate. Like I'm a high school student, first year. Not inspiring. Maybe inspiring is a heavy word. um, sure. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. She's excited about my potential, and I created that. Right. And no one knew any of the wiser. Like I had being a dentist in my mind. That's all I cared about. But what 2000 1999? What 20 22 years, 23 years later? That's what I want to do. I want to write. I just want to write. I just want to write, man. I just want to write. I just want to write until captivated and amazing stories. And I am. I'm writing. I'm always writing. It's just taking, not taking a break. Just being patient. Just being patient. Waiting for the system to kind of flow through. Um, like sometimes I get, like I said, I'm always hard on myself, and just feeling like I'm slacking and being lazy, and but not just realizing that like I just did the journal calendar last year. It's only been a few months. Give it time. Cultivate that a bit more before I get immersed in more. Like get a bit more ROI in my initial work before I just kind of jump in and come back to it, or tell myself I'll come back to it, but end up being too busy for it. Um, because there's always more work to do. I had a good conversation earlier. It's cultivating with potential. Yeah, right. Going back to potential. I lost it. I lost it again. What makes you feel good when you think about it? Like what act makes you feel like, yeah, that's dope. I enjoy this, right? And if you aren't doing it, why not? When will you? Why are you being selfish, right? Why are you being selfish? Give us you, yo. Give us you. Give us what you love. It's a fair request, a simple request. I ain't, I ain't asking for much. I'm asking for you, right? You're asking for me. We're all asking, hoping, wanting, projecting. Just can't do it in the right way. Niggas just rude. People just rude. People just rude, right? We just don't know how to do it. We just don't know how to do it. Conditioning, conditioning, conditioning. You can uncondition. can fight back the wall of resistance. I'm gonna try to explain this the best of my memory, because I know I tried to do it before and it was a terrible explanation. Um, I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast episode, and he had an anthropologist on, and they were talking about willpower. And he was saying, the way he described it, that's the best bit easier. The way he described it, I connected it with running, and what on the on one side is just the side of me that just wants to just like let go and just give in to it all, give in to the bullshit, and just like, all right, whatever y'all whatever y'all want, right? Whatever y'all want. That's the side of me that wants to quit. That's the side of me that's negative. That's the side of me that um, wants to not do the work, because the work is a lot of work and it takes time, right? Again, like I want to be right. I want to be right for myself, for my family, for my future family. Yeah, that's part of it, right? That's fair. So yeah, so there's that one side. The other side is the side of me that just wants to do what's right, do what's good, do what honors me, do what makes me feel good. And every time you give in, every time you, like for me running, every time I had to say, I'm just gonna quit. Every time I say, I'm gonna wait till I pass that bush, but I give in. The lazy side of me, gains ground on the wall, right? More the people come through, push the wall, push the wall back, and it conditions me. Conditions me to say it's okay. It's okay. Look, you quit. Look, you quit. You didn't die. Who cares? It's all good, man. Or man, yeah, good thing you quit, because who knows what could happen, right? There's a fear, and there's also the bullshit reward we give ourselves. And I know, like in those moments when I'm running, all I have to do is just change my perspective, stand a little taller. I see what's off. My shoulders too high. Is my chest low? If it is, I adjust. I stand up tall. Open up my chest. Get the air in, so I can honor the goal I set for myself. And I think about that every time I run now. And some days I just say, fuck it. Like, I fucking cares. But most of the time, like 8 out of 10 times, I push through. And the part of me that wants to create, the part of me that wants to do good in life, they gain ground on the wall. And like the wall is endless, right? But for me, the wall can be endless, right? But for me, it's about at some point, just having like one, not one, not that's my, maybe like there's five, like five of the negative. I don't use the word lazy, but negative. Giving in, all the things that the easy choices left, right? That's the lingering trauma. But the majority, right? Say it's. I mean, I could have used numbers, right? Should have used numbers. I'm not. I've never been good with analogies. Yeah. I've never really been good with like coming up with stories like that. So I'm not a fiction writer. I like reality. I like dealing with reality. I think reality on its own is interesting enough. Um, but I still appreciate the fiction, and I get. You know what this what it is. Me kind of reconnecting, right? So me being chasing the metaphysical, wanting to understand the metaphysical. It's me wanting to create with connect with the possibilities. Yeah. So the more I honor myself, the less it's 95 to 5, right? 95 of the good me, productive me, the community oriented me, the positive me, the supportive me, just at the wall, just like holding ground, chilling. Like it's only five of them. You know, this all I need is six. All I need is six to hold the wall, and the rest could just be good. That's when I talked about having a chip on your shoulder. That's when the chips is off. Done the work. You scale through the layers. That's all it is. That's all I see it as. That's all I see it as. You collaborate. You collaborate. You collaborate. I was also thinking that, like, I know my timeline is off, right? I'm old as fuck doing this now, right? 36, doing live YouTube, like this shit is revolutionary. Like, I know what it is. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware. But I know that I'm not gonna jump into the next big thing without taking these steps, right? Some people were at these steps 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I didn't think I was gonna be in this. I didn't think I'd be doing this. Like I said, 6 months ago. Yeah, man. Yo, it's gonna take me to my next goal. It's gonna take me through the next steps. That's what it is, right? I bought this camera. I'm doing the live from a from my camera. I bought it just to take pictures of clouds. That's all I care about. I want to take pictures of clouds. Now I bought wires, bought an adapter, and this is it. This is the next form of the experience. This is the next. This is the potential, right? This there's always gonna be potential, right? There's always gonna be people like you. So for the old people like me who are still playing catch up, this is it, right? And as at some point, I jump a hurdle. Or I keep it classic, man. Maybe this is retro, right? Maybe this is like one of those. I mean, like I said, I'll be good with like a good 100 people, man. I'll be cool with that. Maybe that's my magic number. Maybe that's my goal for like next year, like 100. Just loyal, tight knit people. Yeah, yeah, I like that. All right, I'm gonna hold myself to that for next year. Um, I think that's a good. I think that's a good. I'll end on that. Um, what's your potential? What's your potential? What can you do? What can you do for yourself? What within that? What within that you're doing from yourself supports other people? And if there isn't anything, what can you do directly to support people that isn't just innately in you, right? What can, how can you volunteer? How can you support someone who maybe represents or symbolizes a deep connection from a personal experience of family? Like, I don't know, I'm thinking like, how can you support? Uh, say your mother had dementia or your father had Alzheimer's. How can you support? It's not directly related to you, but there's a connection, and that's part of the experience. Things that condition you to incorporate values and invest time in. You get to choose those. So make the right choices. Choose you, right? You choose you. Through it all, you choose you. But understand that choosing yourself has to incorporate other people as well. Once you understand your potential, once you understand your responsibility, the chips get lighter. You accept the experience, right? Define the experience for yourself. Don't let the experience define it for you. Don't let the experience tell you what it is. You define it. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you watching or listening. If I decided to do this as audio uploads, um, I probably will. Yeah, might as well. All right. Yeah, that's it. Till next time. Peace.